Good afternoon, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS, and today we're going to do an update on Blue Horizon Venture Capital, and I'm going to show you some more interesting stuff I found because these guys, these venture capitalists that are over here promoting this vegan business, they're a bunch of fucking snakes. And if you're vegan and you're listening to these stooges, you are just being used. You're just a stooge. I'm sorry to say it, but this is somebody who's been in business as long as I have, I can clearly see what this is. This is just another Theranos scam. Elizabeth Holmes, remember that? They're making you promises that they're not going to deliver on. You're not going to cure your diseases by going vegan. You're not going to stop any kind of new virus from coming into the world and killing off lots of people. If that was the case, and people a long time ago had access to fruits and vegetables, which were a lot more nutritious than they are now. Back then, they had more nutrients in the soil because it wasn't over depleted. They would have been able to cure all diseases, and we naturally would have been vegan if this was true. It's all bullshit. It's all made up. And I made some new discoveries looking further into this. Now again, Blue Horizon Ventures is the people that uses Ed as their puppet, and it's not only Ed, but lo and behold, they updated their website, and guess who else now works as an advisor to Blue Horizon Ventures? That's right, a vegan snakes oil man, who instead of using a picture that doesn't have the hospital that he claims that he was a doctor at, and the hospital says he was never affiliated with that hospital. If you look in this picture, he has on the schmuck, Dr. Schmuck, or lab coat, whatever you want to call it. He has on a doctor's lab coat that has the name of the hospital he never worked for. And it's right there. It's an L. Lamel Shutuk or something like that. He never worked there. He was never a doctor there. He just used one of their lab coats to make himself look official. This guy, I believe, is involved with the ETF, the vegan ETF. You guys did not know they had a vegan ETF. Oh, we're going to get into that next. You know Brendan Brazier, he's one of the executive producers of Game Changers. They even say it down here, look. Do you know a Game Changer? Well, that's, Ed was their paid puppet boy to get you to watch Game Changers. He kept talking about it constantly, saying everything in there was fact when it was total bullshit. We all know this guy's a fraud. He hasn't treated one patient. He has we can't even find his license in the state of Massachusetts where he graduated medical school. Can't find it. Find no records of him ever doing an internship or a residency in a hospital. He can't even get a job in a hospital. But somehow he's an advisor because, that's what they need. They need somebody who's going to fearmonger for them. We remember he was on the video with Earthling Ed. They're working together. They're fellow co-workers. So they made that video saying that all the diseases came from meat and all that stuff. So right away I could tell these guys, Blue Horizon, if they hire a scammer, they must be a pack of scammers themselves. Right? You can watch the video of Dorian Ryder. He's a vegan. He's not afraid to say the truth about Michael Greger. I'll give him that much, Dorian Ryder. He's not afraid. Go back to the video. Dorian Ryder does a good expose on this fraud too. And he's vegan. He's a frugivore. That was Freely's boyfriend. Go back, look Dorian Ryder and Michael Gregg, and watch what Dorian Ryder says about this guy. He's just money hungry. All of these people here are money hungry. That's the whole reason you have a business, to make profit. These guys here, these two here, they're venture capitalists. They invest money and they want an ROI, a return of investment. Now, the lady that was on there who had the banking background, that also was an acolyte of T. Colin Campbell, she's gone and been replaced by somebody that's 10 times worse than that woman. That woman can't even go that far into the depravity this guy goes. Meanwhile, this diet has been known to have killed children. It killed several of them. A couple of them in my city. Right? So now you know that. Earthling Ed gets, these guys, Blue Horizon, funnels money to Ed and Dr. Gregor through the fake charity Surge. Okay? Now here goes Blue Horizon's investment portfolio. This means what Blue Horizon did was seed these companies, okay, to promote these type of business. They gave them the money. And you're going to see some of these companies you'll be familiar with. Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods, the Impossible Burger, which is a failure at Burger King. So I think what they did is to prop up their investment portfolio. They created this vegan ETF to keep the price of the stock higher than it should be, right? To keep their portfolio to have some kind of stable investment. Blue Horizon Ventures investing in 4 food tech brands recruits Brendan Brazier. See, June 18, 2020. Brendan Brazier's been there for a while. I caught this way before they did. Vegan ETF launches on the New York Stock Exchange. About Us. Blue Horizon Venture Capital. I'm not kidding you. Okay? This is Blue Horizon's Zurich. They have their own symbol. It's VEGN, vegan with the A missing. And they invested in Beyond Meat, is one of its holdings. You see what they did? Beyond Investing. Can you at least come up with an original name that doesn't tie you into these vegan, fake meat companies? Can you at least do that? Not insult their intelligence? Come up with something a little better? Animal-friendly, climate-conscious portfolio for our investors? It's not enough to get you to eat the vegan goulash. They also want you to only invest in vegan-approved businesses. Anybody that eats meat, well, they're just bad. So let's demonize them, hurt their business with false accusations and fake science coming from this clown who tutors their other puppet in the UK, Earthling Ed, whose link to this company has been removed. I want you to know that. If you type in Blue Horizon Ventures and Earthling Ed, or vice versa, that page will no longer load. Okay. Here is the ETF. It's $38. All right. You see that? I kid you not. So there you go. This business is linked to a spider web. All right. This company and this company are related. Beyond Investing. Beyond Investing holds the same portfolio basically as Blue Horizon Venture Capital. I've seen this done before in order to prop up prices of businesses that aren't doing as well. These guys just want to sell this at a profit. They don't want nothing. I can tell you right now, what these guys do, him, what they do is they see the company and they want to sell it off for a profit of hundreds of millions of dollars. Now I see the general counsel, she's new here. I guess she's supposed to be threatening. Well, she doesn't threaten me at all. That's how venture capital works. You see the company, you build it up, and hopefully a larger company will buy it. You'll make millions of dollars, and you'll move on to the next profit. This guy had 2 companies in his portfolio that he seeded. He let go of one. All right, they don't hold the businesses they own. They're looking to sell them at profit. So if these people tell you they care about the environment, that's a stretch. They care about money. If you didn't care about money and you cared about animals, you'd be working on the farm, not working with Wall Street. This guy is new. Of course, we know who he is. We all know who he is. And to tell you the truth, when they put this guy as an advisor to Blue Horizon with all the false stuff that's coming out of his mouth, and the fact that he lied that he was a doctor at the hospital, which he has the lab coat with the name on it right there, and they turned around and said no, he had no affiliation with that hospital. He's a known liar. They're going to actually hurt their business. This is the worst decision. They just blew their company. Nobody's going to buy any of this shit that they sell, basically because they know this guy's a fucking liar. But if you people have time, I would go anybody over Dr. Greger and start that's not an intern and start looking at him. This lady looks so familiar. She looks like she's one of those people that worked at that vegan charity watch. Well, they give the appearance of a watchdog group, and they're not. It's a disclaimer. She looks like one of the people that worked there, except she took off her glasses. So there you go. So here goes the rotten web of deceivers that are working against people getting proper nutrition by basically trying to hijack food production in this company by substituting a low quality type of protein that's devoid of 20 nutrients to replace meat. And the diet's killing children like there's no tomorrow. There's court transcripts that prove it. The child died from malnutrition because of the vegan diet. People are going to jail for it. And yet these guys are still promoting the business because they want to get out and turn that penny into a nickel. And here's their investment portfolio. They share the basic same investment portfolio as Beyond Investing. Here goes the vegan US. It's a climate ETF. You might as well call this a carbon credit, a sneaky way of putting carbon credits on NASDAQ. And here it is on Market Watch. Nothing goes on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange unless it's going to be speculated for profit. And if you can't understand that, then you don't understand that all of this is for a money-making venture. And this fad too will die, and you won't see this crap on the shelves anymore. But of course, it's going to cost lives before it comes off the shelf. And on that note, I'm out of here. These guys are scammers. And they got all the signs of being scammers because why? Because they have the known scammers working for them. Michael Greger, everybody knows about him. Fake doctor. never treated the patient, wears a lab coat, never been in a lab, wrote something about mad cow disease in his junior year in college, which was like 1994, and then he considers himself, based on that, to be a professor of infectious disease, tells people that eating meat will give you HIV with earthling egg, when we all know it's passed through casual sex, which is going to think people who think, well, if I don't eat red meat, they won't get HIV, so I'll just go to the bathhouse now and do what I've been doing years ago and start doing it again, and then HIV will have a resurgence. And also in the video, this clown said he hopes that another pandemic breaks out because we have to suffer to buy the vegan products that he's pushing. And it's so obviously now that he's pushing vegan products because he's on the staff. Pushing on the staff of a company that's invested in all these vegan products. This much is that clear. There's no denying it. He works for these companies. He's just a marketeer. ETF to keep those companies stable, probably even push the price up artificially on the market, and to get somebody to buy these companies that they seeded for triple, quadruple what they seeded the company for, and then they don't want nothing to do with it anymore. There you go. What else do you need to know? You vegans been had. You suckers. You suckers. If you would have been as intelligent as you claim to be, you would be telling me this, not me telling you. And on that note, I'm really out of here.